Okay, so update on me is I'm going to try to make some more videos. I've been spending time with my daughter and raising her, and this whole raising a child thing is new for me. I do have 4 stepchildren, but I've never had to raise a baby before. So I did take some time off to enjoy being with her and raising her, but I do plan to make some more videos now for y'all guys, and I didn't disappear off the face of the earth, even though it seemed like I did, but that's why I took time off, because to me family is very important. So and raising a child to me was super important, to make sure I spent those moments with her and didn't neglect her for editing videos. You know, the making videos part is not as hard because I could hold her while I'm making a video, but the editing seemed like, to me, it took a lot of my spare time up, and after I had her I just didn't want to be focusing on that, but now that she's older, that she can play and everything like that, I do plan to make more videos. And I'm sorry I look terrible today. I'm just on the way to work and I haven't put any makeup on yet. So, and I'm pumping while I'm driving too, so if you hear that weird noise in the background, that's what's going on. But I did follow through with breastfeeding, like I talked about that I did want to do. This month she will be 8 months old, so on the 23rd, so I will be pumping, or I pump whenever I'm at work, but I exclusively breastfeed otherwise. When I'm away from her I pump, and I normally am only away from her whenever I work or I have a class that I have to go to for work. Otherwise I feed on demand, but this will be 8 months that I've been doing so. My goal at first, and I didn't even know if I'd be able to do it, was 6 months, and my dream goal was a year, so I didn't have to buy formula and all that, and 8 months going strong, so I'm super excited about that. My baby's name is Zoe, and if y'all didn't know that, and she hasn't been sick at all, so I think maybe the breastfeeding helped her out, or she just is just a healthy baby, I guess. So good thing with that. I've never had any latch issues or anything like that, or any issues with breastfeeding like mastitis or clogged ducts or anything like that, thank goodness. At first I did pump every day, at least once a day was my goal when she was around me, because I did want to get me a little stash going before I started work. That way if I quit breastfeeding, I had enough to make me a little further along. I don't really pump anymore extra on my days that I'm with her or anything like that. I mainly just pump now whenever I have to, like I'm away from her, and I do it about every 4 to 5 hours, so and it didn't decrease my supply by doing that. I noticed about 6 months, by then I stopped pumping every day. When I'm around her, I only pump, like I said, whenever I go to work, and so I don't really make a lot of oversupply like I was making. I was making a lot of oversupply, and I got to save 830 ounces in my freezer. But when I stopped focusing on doing that, because I wanted to spend more time with her and see if it would work and I wouldn't be producing not enough or something, I stopped pumping extra, and by about 6 months is when I started doing that. My supply regulated, because they say it regulates about at 6 months, it regulated, and I mainly make just what I need. I do make some extra though, but I do mainly make what I need, and I don't make any less than that normally. So I'm happy with that. And I have, like I said, 830 ounces in my freezer because I haven't been adding really anything more to it. I try to keep it rotated out, and that way that, because it lasts for a year in the deep freezer, that way that I'm not having to throw any away. I did look into donating my milk because I think I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to make it to a year, which is my goal, and that I won't have to stop early and have that breast milk to carry me over that's in my stash, which is why I did it. I wanted to be able to quit early and have enough to make it there, or if I got sick or something like that and had to stop breastfeeding because I was on a certain medication or something, then I'd have enough to make me to my goal or close to it. But I'm pretty confident I'll be able to, so I've been looking into possibly donating my breast milk that I have stored up to help out with premature babies and things like that. So that might be my next goal to start on, to do and figure out how to do. I've kind of been looking at it a little bit. But if y'all have any suggestions of places to donate or something like that, comment below, because I definitely am interested in that. I would like to help someone out in need for sure. I didn't think I was going to have an oversupply at first, but I started pumping about at 2 weeks because I had read to wait that long. And I think I had also read to wait that long with using a pacifier. So I think I tried it maybe once before then. She didn't really care for it. I think it's because we breastfeed, and I didn't introduce it to her right away. So she didn't really take to it until I started going back to work, which is about 10 weeks. I started going back to work at 10 weeks. And when she started getting introduced to the bottle when I was at work, drinking breast milk out of the bottle, I think from drinking out of a plastic bottle, you know, the nipple, she was like, okay, this is not foreign, and would suck on a pacifier sometimes. So if your child's not sucking on a pacifier, maybe try giving them a bottle a day and then pump while you're doing that. I did do that before I went to work. I did start giving her a bottle a day, but I would pump right before and give her what was in that bottle is what I would do, just to get her used to the bottle. Didn't have any issues with her taking to the bottle while I was at work. She definitely does like breast over bottle, but she does take bottle. My child's not sleeping through the night. She kind of sleeps through the night because she only wakes up to eat, and that's it, and goes like directly back to sleep, and sleep eats basically. When I'm at home with her, I do sleep in the bed with her. I've been doing it since day 3 at first. I sit her in the newborn lounge thing so I wouldn't roll over on her or something like that. And my problem was that I was going to sleep because she ate so often. Breastfeed babies eat a lot, especially whenever they're, you know, the first few months of life. It's like they eat all the time, and I wasn't getting any rest at all. At first, I stuck her in the bassinet like you're supposed to do, but she was spitting up, and I would have to lean up out of bed to look at her, and I wasn't getting any rest. I was scared she was going to choke or something, and I wasn't right there to wipe it off and everything. So, and I'd have to get her out of there to feed her. So I put her in the newborn lounger, and then I kind of laid my head on the side of it and slept like that, and I could, you know, put my hand on her feet and know she's okay, she's breathing, she's warm, you know, everything's fine. And like I said, I was falling asleep while I was feeding her at times because I was so tired. I'd stay up the entire time while I was feeding her, you know, and so I would fall asleep because I was super tired. And I was afraid that I would sit up in the bed while I was feeding her and lean against the headboard. And I was so afraid that I was going to drop her, which would be worse to me than her laying beside me and me feeding her. And if I accidentally fell asleep, so be it. She's laying down. She's not going to roll out of the bed. I'd face inward. And I did that at first, and I would fall asleep some, and it helped me get rest. And I never had any close calls with accidentally falling asleep. I would always keep my arm up like this, and, her head right there, and then be feeding her. Never had any problems doing that. I felt like it was a safer way for me to be able to physically make it through, especially going back to work and stuff like that. Like, if I was a stay-home mom, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because I don't have any other kids that stay there full-time with me to take care of, young kids. So it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I do have to go to work. I work 12 hours, and I work about 60 hours a week on my busy week and 24 hours on my short week. So, working those 12s, and I work nights, 6 to 6. I've got to be able to get rest, And like I said before, I'm a police officer, so I can't just go to work tired. I don't work behind a desk or anything like that. So I have to be mentally prepared to go to work. So what worked out best for me was sleeping with my child in the bed, and I let her, I sleep feed her, and she sleep eats, and it works out great. I know kind of how much she wakes up from when other people watch her. When I'm at work, some people say that she wakes up one time, and some people say she wakes up several times. I guess it just depends on kind of when she goes to bed. I don't have a set night routine. Well, I have a set night routine, me and her. I give her a bath, I rub her down with lotion, and then I rock her to sleep, or I bounce her to sleep. I use a yoga ball sometimes to bounce her to sleep. I set my butt on it like I did whenever I was pregnant, and I just bounce on it. She loves it. I use that the first 3 months for gas, because babies, or my baby at least, had gas so bad, and that's the only thing she would get upset about. I'd get on that ball, and I'd give her some gas drops, and I'd bounce her on that ball, and she'd calm down and go to sleep. So that ball has been a miracle. I bought it for like $7 at Walmart. So definitely look into that. I definitely recommend that big time. So I do that routine at night. But other than that, I don't have a set time that she goes to bed, because I physically cannot do that. Me and my husband, he works 10-hour days. I work 12. And he works pretty much every day. So I don't really have him at home to be able to follow through with the early night routine of going to bed at 8 or whatever, like people say to do. And I work nights, so I'll let her kind of pick her night time around. She kind of formed around me getting to sleep in some. I make sure I sleep till about 12 in the morning. When my husband's there, if she wakes up, he will get up to play with her. He doesn't work super late nights like me. So he'll get up with her and play with her and stuff. But if he's working mornings, then I have to get up with her, and I normally can rock her back to sleep or play with her in the floor for a little bit and then get her back to sleep. But I try to sleep till about 12, and she normally lets me do that. She normally goes to bed if it's after 9 and she falls asleep, then she's asleep for the night. Except for waking up to eat. Sometimes she goes to sleep later than that, But I do what works for letting me get enough sleep for work and our family to get enough sleep. So that's what we do. She started eating. I was going to wait until 6 months and skip the cereal. I never did give her the cereal, but I did start. It wasn't quite 6 months. It was about 5, maybe a little after 5 months. And I started her on butternut squash by Beech Nut. And I wanted to get it because they have glass jars, and I like glass products. I like reusing them. So I got that and tried her on that, and she loved it. She doesn't eat a whole lot, maybe a few tablespoons a day. Now, every day I don't always feed her. I make sure that I have plenty enough time to sit down with her and feed her and make it fun and not rush through it. Because, you know, the first year, in my opinion, is all about getting them used to eating. They don't need to eat real foods, really. They need breast milk or formula primarily, and that's their main nutrition at first. So that's what we did on that. I feed her every about 3 hours, it seems like, during the day. She gets hungry. Sometimes it's about 4, but that's about how long she goes between feedings. Let me think what else I was gonna mention. Diapers. She wears size 3 diapers now. And like I said, she's about to be 8 months on the 23rd. She wears clothes pretty much the right size with how many months along she is. She's about to be 8 months, so she's wearing the 6 to 9 months clothes. So I figure about December will be the last month she'll be wearing these clothes and be moving into, well, she's in 9-month clothes is what they're called, but it's 6 to 9 months. So she'll be in 12-month clothes probably about the end of December, which is let's see, 9 to 12 months is what it's actually called. So that she'll be right on point there. Last time she was weighed was her 6 months appointment, and she was 16 pounds 3 ounces. So not sure how much she weighs right now because we haven't been back, and I think her next appointment is in December, which is 9 months, I believe. It's her next appointment. I think they said by then we can start feeding her meats or stuff like that. So we'll see what they say. But I'm not rushing the eating thing. I try to feed her stage 1 and 2 foods. And she doesn't tend to hate anything. There's a few things that she doesn't really care for all that much, or doesn't seem like she does. But I try to retry it with her and see if she likes it. But by far, her favorite thing is the butternut squash. She normally always eats it the best. And diaper rash. I've never had any diaper rashes with her, but when she was a newborn, every time that she would poop, or even now, every time she poops, I try to put Aquaphor on her. I like Aquaphor. I do have tattoos, and I used Aquaphor. I used several different things on them before, but Aquaphor, when they were healing, seemed like it healed so fast, and I like the ingredients in it, so I still had a huge thing of it left over, so I used it on her, and I still use it on her. I haven't even used it up. So if you buy the big thing of it, it's going to last you forever. And it doesn't have any bad chemicals in it. It doesn't sting when it's on. I heard the Desitin stings or something, but this works great, and so we've always used it. During the night, I did change her diaper at first, so I liked the button-up outfits when she was younger, because every time I feed her when she was younger, because, she would easily go back to sleep and stuff, I think for the first few months, maybe the first 3 months, for sure, I think I changed her during the night, or maybe around 2 months, I stopped changing her during the night every time. But at first, every time I'd feed her, I would change her, so I'd remember to do it then. And, because when they're newborns, she didn't really poop at night, but they sometimes will when they're newborns. My baby now, I think about a month, after a month, she started slowing down on pooping, and only pooping about every 5 days. At first it freaked me out, but I talked to my pediatrician. She said it's normal and it's rare for breastfed babies to get constipated, so that's a good thing. So never had constipation issues. You know, I tried the Q-tip thing before, and that didn't really work for me, but I tried the little suppository. You can cut it in fours for the children's one, and you can cut it in fours, and then give her a fourth of that. And I've gave her that, and one time it actually worked, I guess because she was already ready to poop anyways. So my pediatrician said none of that's going to work unless they're ready to poop, and then it can kind of help speed it up maybe a little bit if they're ready. But like I said, I've never had issues with constipation. I did it once to make me feel better because I thought it was about 6 days or whatever, but I probably could have went without doing it. It would have been fine. Let's see, what else did I touch base on? I might do a newborn must-haves video. I always wanted to do that. So I might do that and just kind of explain some things that I liked using. Because I bought, you know, first-time moms, they buy a lot of stuff they probably don't need. But I was really surprised with the amount of stuff I bought, that I bought a lot of stuff that I did need. Stock up on diapers and wipes. I still have diapers and wipes, no joke. I'm about to use, I have 2 more packages of size 3, and I have 1 package of size 2, and you can take your diapers back to Walmart that are unopened and exchange them for bigger sizes. So that's what we did. I'm going to exchange the size 2 to a size 4, and then I use the Pampers Rewards to scan all of my codes on my Pampers products. And so I got the biggest coupon they offer, which is $10 off. So I'm going to use it for size 4 diapers, and then I'll have to actually, you know, pay for that, you know, but I'll get $10 off. And that's whenever I'll be buying diapers finally. So it's crazy. I made it 8 months, but I have tons of wipes still left. But that's great because, you know, you can use wipes for yourself to wipe your hands off in the car, you know, or for other kids. You can use it for so many different things. But, you know, I'm still going to be using wipes on her for a while too. So haven't had to buy any of those. So stocking up on diapers and wipes is a great idea. It's caused a lot less stress. And like I said, breastfeeding worked out for us. So we haven't had to buy any formula. So that's been wonderful. So I did stock up on clothes, so we didn't have to buy any clothes until we got into the 6 to 9 months. I only had 1 outfit, so had to buy 6 to 9 months. Gonna have to buy all the other sizes up, of course. So definitely stock up on clothes. At least get 1 outfit in a bigger size. At least have 1 little bag of diapers for at least up to size 3, I would say, because it's so crazy. Like one day they wake up and it's like they don't fit that diaper no more, and you need a bigger size, and it's great to just go in there and say, well, I have one, let's try it on them. And Pampers, if you look at the size on their diapers, it says how many pounds. It's pretty accurate. Look at the next size up diapers and see what the size says of the pounds, and the lowest number it says on there is really accurate. So when to start on that diaper. The upper one isn't accurate as much to me. But so that's what I was going to mention about that. I might just upload this video without editing it, just so y'all have something from me. I do have a video I made when she was younger, and I grabbed her at the end of it, and my battery was about to run dead on my camera. And I did mention, I think, a little bit of my birth story. I'm gonna look at it, and if it, because I haven't even watched it yet. But if it sounds stupid or looks dumb, then I'm not gonna post it. But I was gonna post it and then add like pictures of her from newborn all the way up, maybe a couple little videos of her or something. I don't know. I was gonna try to get y'all caught up with my baby, and then show you a picture or show you my baby and some videos from now on, you know, because she's always with me when I'm home. Baby does fight sleep sometimes, but we do, it seems like once a day at least she fights it. And my husband, I was just reading the message just now, and he said she's fighting sleep, and he's been trying to lay her down, and she's like fighting it, but she does fight sleep sometimes. So we rock her or bounce her to sleep, and like if I'm there, I'll feed her to sleep, which isn't always the best thing to do, but you do what works, you know, for you. I don't bash what works for anyone, but you do what works for you. And main thing is, if you're breastfeeding, I get so thirsty when I start breastfeeding, so make sure you stay hydrated big time. And I take prenatal vitamins still. I used to take the Rainbow Light brand before I was pregnant, while I was pregnant, after I was pregnant, for several months, but they're kind of expensive. I get the prenatal duo, which has the DHA one and the prenatal vitamin, and they moved up in price, and they're high. I would definitely use them while I was pregnant, but I went with a Walmart brand one, and it hasn't made me sick or anything. It has DHA. It's a all-in-one tablet instead of taking two different ones, and it's been working fine for me. If I did want to have another kid, I would definitely take the Rainbow Light, because I know that they were great, always have been, and they're really good for you. It's supposed to be good quality and everything, so still take those just in case I don't always eat the best, because now that I'm not pregnant anymore, I don't always eat the best, but I do still try to. But if I take that prenatal vitamin, I know that she's getting what she needs for sure, which they say they do anyways when you breastfeed, even if you're not eating the best. So that's a good thing. Trying to remember what else I wanted to let y'all know about. It's been a while. You know, and I missed YouTube. I wanted to spend as much time with my baby as I could while she was young, and cherish these precious moments, you know. But I'll mention more things to y'all in my other videos, but I just wanted to kind of do a quick video, and this is not quick at all, but I can never tell a story quick. But I'm pulling into work. Everybody parked in my parking spot, but I'm pulling into work, so I've got to get out and go to work. But thank you for listening and watching this video. I hope that y'all stick around. I do plan to, like I said, make some more videos, and I'll try to do some more specific videos. This is just kind of a like impromptu type deal. But anyways, I'm going to try to upload this pretty soon, and I'll see y'all around. Thank you.